I have a couple things that I need to do, and I find myself to be very productive when I'm filming. Just a bunch of little things that is going to make me feel more organized within my life. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna return some books. So I have Maktub. I did not read it, but it's due. First Lie Wins, I read it. And we have What I'd Rather Not Think About. Was very interested in it, was halfway through, but I think too much time passed and I'm not interested in it anymore, so it's definitely a DNF because I don't see myself checking it out again. But I'm gonna go return these books and I'm gonna go see if I like anything else. I'm returning these items. This is a Kindle case, but it was too big for mine. I should have looked at that. And then this is a little scrapbook that I bought because I wanted to get into scrapbooking, but I don't like the spine on it. Like, I don't think it'd work with what I want to do. I'm not quite sure. So I'm gonna return this one. I just opened it and like I saw it and I was like, oh, I don't think that's what I want. So I'm returning it. And then this one, it didn't fit my Kindle. I'm back from those little chores. If you can see, there's a mess behind me and I need to clean that up. And I've been procrastinating, but before we get to tackling that mess, I did get a new book from the library. It's called Catalina. I've never heard anything about it. I read the synopsis of it, and now, yes, I read a synopsis of books because I want to start doing that. I want to know what I'm getting myself into. It's described as a year in the life of Catalina Iturralde, a wickedly wary, heartbreaking, vulnerable student at an elite college, forced to navigate an opaque past, an uncertain future, tragedies on 2 continents, and the tantalizing possibilities of love and freedom. It just seems like a heartbreaking vibe, and I think that's how I want to start off my year. So, gonna start this book soon. Gonna clean that now. I don't even want to give you an overview because I'm embarrassed. But let's clean my apartment. We have our kitchen, we have our kitchen or dining area, we have our little living room. It's not much of a mess. I do have a couple things here. Oh my god, I got a new coloring book. I haven't bought a coloring book. I used to color a lot during the pandemic with my younger sister and we loved it. And now I got into coloring book like TikTok. And I love it. I love it so much. And I haven't started it, but I am so excited to start this. I also made Jesse a calendar. He's obsessed with like bears and cuteness. So I made a couple things. Like, I feel like in the beginning I'm not that proud of them, but towards the end, like, I'm a little proud of them. Like, I made these. Like, isn't this so cute? I still need to stamp the month for these last ones, but this one's my favorite. Like, tell me that is not cute. But I need to get this together. I'm thinking of like hole punching it and tying some ribbon around it, but I don't have a hole puncher or ribbon, so I need to figure that out. Anyways, I need to clean this mess. We have some dishes over there, some trash. I have my little suitcases and backpack over there. It's like a duffel bag, not a suitcase. And I need to unpack that. Okay, so I had mentioned that I got a coloring book and I also have markers here. I got new ones. I used to have, well, I still have these, but I had the Ivy Sun dual tip markers and they're not really great. I just bought them because I wanted to have some markers for my journaling, and honestly I should have bought some like better quality ones, but I didn't know if I was gonna keep up with journaling, and I still don't know if I'm going to do it now. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it up, but I want to start coloring in a coloring book. I like getting into new hobbies. Okay, so I got new markers, and again, I bought the Towel Tree art markers. Apparently there's 101. No, there's not. I don't know how many there are, to be honest. I'm gonna start swatching them. I think I'm gonna go like by number just so it can be easier to do it by that. Yeah, because I think it'd be easier when I'm coloring them to sort of look at the color and see what color I want or what color combinations I want. Also, did you see how cute that coloring book was? Jesse liked it so much that he wanted one too, so he ordered one and now we're gonna color together, and I love that. I love that. So it's gonna come in tomorrow, and that's what we're going to do tomorrow. I think I'm just going to make a little swatch and then label them. So for my December recap, there's a couple movies that I watched. I watched Blink Twice, Wicked, The Substance, and I saw Blink Twice again. What other movies did I watch? I feel like I watched one more. I watched, oh, it was this cartoon movie. I watched Orion in the Dark. It was so cute. I don't think I finished it. I think I still had like 20 minutes left of it, but the beginning of that movie is so good. All of them are really good movies, and they're all movies, well, The Wicked and The Substance are movies that I've been wanting to watch since they came out. Blink Twice, it's an older movie. I think it came out in 2022, and I had heard of it before, but I never watched it, and it's really good. And then Orion in the Dark, I hadn't heard about it before, but it's a really good movie as well. So I feel like movie-wise, it was a really good month, and I'm a big movie person. I love going to the movies. I love watching movies. I feel like growing up, I just watched movies the whole time. But now that I'm older, I don't really watch a lot of movies. I watch more like shows or I read books. So I like to get into movies again. And then for shows, I'm still continuing Desperate Housewives. I think we're in season 3, I want to say. And then Arcane, I finished the first season. It was so good. I feel like this show is really good, and typically I'm such a binge watcher, and I know I can binge watch the show, but I don't want it to end, you know. And it's also such like a heavy show, so I like to take little breathers. So I haven't started season 2 yet. I really want to watch it with Jesse, but he doesn't really like animated shows or like action shows or action anything. So I don't know. So I'm like debating whether or not I should rewatch the first season with him and then watch the second season together, or I could just watch the second season. Because also it's been coming up on my TikTok a lot and I don't want to get any spoilers. So I also watched Heartstopper. I binge watched all of it. Yeah, all in one go, all in like 2 days. It was good. I really like how similar it is to the books, and it was nice to sort of see the characters come alive, right? At first I was a little iffy about Nick. I'm like, I don't know, like this isn't how Nick is. But then like he turned out to be like the perfect Nick. The perfect Nick. He's my favorite. For sure. But it's very wholesome, very cute. And I think that's all. I did start rewatching Orange is the New Black. I watched that show back in college. And I just rewatched a couple episodes, like the first couple episodes, but I don't think it's gonna be a show that I'm going to continue to watch because it's so long. And yeah, so maybe I'll just see it sometimes, sort of like as a background show. Yeah, and then the books that I read this month, I read The Sound of Gravel. Well, I heard it through an audiobook. It was so heartbreaking. So heartbreaking. Heartstopper Volume 4 and Volume 5, The Christmas Book Hunt, The Woman in Me, and First Light Winds. I talked about this in my mood reading vlog, so if you want to hear more about that, you can go to that video, because honestly I don't really remember what I said about these books, but they're really good. And then I also did a 24-hour readathon with Denise, and I read Daisy Jones and the Six, which it's been a book that I've been wanting to read because it's so popular. And I don't really know how I feel about Taylor Jenkins Reid. I think I've only read I think 3 books by her. The first one that I read was Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I really liked that one. So then I was like, okay, I feel like I'm gonna like her books. And then I read One True Loves, and I did not like it. I think I gave it like 2 stars. I just couldn't really get into it. So then it was sort of like iffy. Like I had a book that I really liked from her, and then one that I was like, I don't really know. And then I read Daisy and Jones and the Six, and it sort of falls in the middle of it. Like I feel like I enjoyed it way more than One True Loves, but not as much as the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and it just lost me a little bit. I don't know, but I am still excited to watch the show, and I haven't actually started it, so I do want to do that. And then I was listening to Invisible Women through an audiobook. It's like a nonfiction analysis of like data, like the gender gap, which is really interesting. Like honestly, like that book is really sad too, because you sort of realize like all the inequality that is happening all around us within just genders, and it's just wild. But yeah, it's a book full of like information, and it makes you angry because it talks about like the differences between I don't even know where to start. It talks about, so the whole point of it is like the gender gap, right? And the inequalities in the gender gap. So it's talking about how women are seen as like inferior to men, and it's through like many things that the government does within different countries. So it's like through transportation, talking about how women are most likely to use public transportation instead of like their own cars, because typically like the man in the family is the one that takes the cars, but also like women are the ones that are like picking up or dropping off kids, doing groceries and random things like that, and sort of talking about how even like the public transportation is so unsafe. And it's things that you already know and it's talked about, but like since she talks about like the data and the statistics and like also real life stories, like it's just way more impactful. I don't know how to explain it. It also talks about like maternity leave, and it talks about even like medications, how like a lot of the times when they test things out for people, they test it out for like men, not for women. Does that make sense? So it's sort of like medication, like some of the side effects of medication are different between men and women, but they only talk about the men ones. Or like for cars, when they're doing like testings to see how safe a car is through like accidents, they only use like a male body and like talking about that and not really like the female body. And it's just interesting. It's very interesting, and it makes me mad. Anyways, that was just all over the place. I'm sure there's a person that can better explain that book, or if you're interested in that, you can read it for yourself. But it was a very eye-opening book. And then I also started the Inheritance Games, which I was really excited for because I watch a lot of Sarah Crowley like reading vlogs, and I know it's not like her favorite book ever, you know, but she does like the series. And I get a lot of my book recommendations from like the booktubers that I see. And so I was a little excited for this one because I want to get into more like series. Yeah, so it was on my Kindle, and I was excited to read it. I don't know if it's a YA book, but I didn't like the way it was. I don't like the way it was written. I mean, the story within itself is really interesting, and I like the idea of someone that has little to nothing receiving like a whole inheritance, you know, like how cool. Like anyone wishes, like I would wish that, right? But I didn't like her conversations with her friends and how her friend wasn't allowed to cuss, and so it was a bunch of like curse words, but it wasn't curse words. It was just very cringy. I didn't like that. So I think I'm gonna DNF that book because I just can't get into it. I can't get into it. And I've been thinking about it because I do like it. I think I got to like 20-25% of the book, but I'm not gonna be reading books that I'm not enjoying, because I feel like the more that I read it, the more I'm gonna hate it, and that's not fair, you know? So that's gonna be a DNF. And I think those are all the books I read in December. So I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books, which is wild. I don't read 7 books in a month in general, but I did have some time off work, and that's what that happened. Yeah, so that's my little December recap. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do journals with me anymore because they stress me out, to be honest. But like, I don't think I'm gonna do them at the end of the month type of thing. I do want to continue journaling, but it'll just be like sporadic videos, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna continue doing this. I'm done doing the swatches. They look so good. I do have 100 colors, so I wasn't lying. I got this off Amazon. I'm really excited to start coloring and just having these there. I'm so excited. Right now I'm going to change into workout clothes because I'm gonna go to the gym with Jessie. And then before I do that though, well, like, I'm gonna change, but before I go to the gym, I'm gonna make a Spotify account because I need to listen to music while I'm at the gym. And I used to share a Spotify account with my brother and he kicked me out. He told me I was too grown up. Kidding, it wasn't really like that, but he does have his own account now and I need to make my own. I should have done this account earlier on because I knew that the other one was expiring. And then today I was listening to music and I got ads. And I was like, what is this? Why is there ads in my music? So now I need to make my account for real. Now I need to log in on my phone and then I need to add artists. Drink is made and I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. Typically when I clean my closet it takes me hours. Now it's not a big closet, but it does take me a while to organize things. So we should start already. What I'm thinking about doing is just taking everything out of like my closet that's hanging and then go over the items and see if I'm gonna donate any or if pieces are too old and I'll just throw them away. And then see what I'm gonna keep hanging, and then I'm gonna do the same things with the things that I have in my drawers. So we're gonna go do that. Wish me luck. That's my closet. I do share half of it with Jessie, so this is my half, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's a mess. His side is more organized, and I've taken over all the space up here. So basically he just has this side, I have this side, and all of that. And everything is not folded, it's just bunched up in a ball. I have a couple clothes in the corner over here. I have some dressers under there, and then I have another dresser over there. Well, half of it. 3 of those drawers are mine. So that's where we're going to be focused on right now. As I mentioned, I'm gonna just put everything on the bed right now and go from there. Okay, now that that's clear, before I start hanging stuff up, I'm actually gonna go through these dressers that I have here. They're like plastic dressers from Target. I've had them since college and they fit well here. It gives me extra storage, so I'm just gonna look through them. This little one doesn't have any clothing, it's just random items that I have, but the big one that I have here, this one, does have clothing, and it's the clothing that I usually don't really wear anymore, so I might be giving away some of those pieces. It's mostly things that I'd wear to go to clubs but I don't really go out anymore, so I'm not really using them, but they are like my fun tops. So, and I don't have a lot of them, so maybe I'll keep them in case I do go out and about. So we're gonna look through those. All right, so this first drawer, I have envelopes, some socks that are totally fine. I have a bunch of knickknacks that I should probably put this on display. I have a little honey pot. It's so random, but I got this for Jessie as a gift and I put it here too so it can be hidden. That's why it's there. Like, should I keep them? Should I not? Honestly, I don't really want to organize this one. It's just swimsuits and it's just swimsuits and going out tops. Like, I have, and it's not even organized, but I don't want to go into this because I know I need to organize other things. So I have like this denim one. I do not want to part with that one. Okay, I'm fine. I took a break because it was just a lot. It was a lot. And I'm gonna clean out these 3 now. These I'm a little scared for because honestly I've just been pushing in clothes in here and it's not organized at all. This is supposed to be like socks and intimates, workout clothes, and PJs. Honestly, I think these 2 are the ones that are like mixed, the workout clothes and the PJs. So I'm just gonna look at that. I finally got a hole puncher and ribbon and I finished off the little tops of it. I think it looks so cute, but you can't really flip through it. If anything, it's like a little booklet. Which I think it's fine. Initially I thought of it like I wanted to make a calendar and I was going to expand it and put like the dates. So then I actually wanted it to like fold. But I didn't do that. He doesn't really use calendars. I just thought it'd be cute to have these pictures. So if anything, it's like a little booklet. And I think he'd still appreciate it. But look how cute it looks. Now that I have it done, I should have just put a blank piece of paper back here, so it wouldn't look like this. I wasn't going to, but now I think I am. But I'll do that off camera. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about this. I made a vision board with my friends this weekend and it was so much fun. I didn't film any of it, so don't be expecting that. But my friend Miriam bought a magazine with a bunch of like pictures and stuff, and we just cut it up and we had a really good time. And I made a vision board and it's a little hard to see, but I think I'll include a picture that will be easier. And I wanted to read my quotes. I feel like I'm at school doing like a little presentation. This is how I felt too, because we had completed these and I was like, oh my god, we should present about them, like talk a little bit about why you chose the pictures that you did. I want to read the quotes that I have. I thought they were pretty cute. It says, POV entering a new era, time is non-refundable, use it with intention, make a difference, work on yourself for yourself, consistency is more important than perfection. And then we have a variety of pictures. I included a lot of books. I included like skincare, like a little picture of buildings because I want to go out to a different city and explore. I wanted to choose I wanted to include a picture of like Hawaii-ish. I mean, I'm not sure if this island was Hawaii, but it sort of gave like beachy vibes and I want to go again. And then I wanted to get into sewing and I want to get into being more active, maybe doing like Pilates or yoga, or I do a lot of like mat workouts. But yeah, it's just a little overview. I really like how it turned out and I'm just gonna hang it up somewhere around here so I can just look at it and feel inspired. I also added like some food pictures signaling that I should be in the kitchen more because I don't really cook. And also some like ideas to be out and about and make like little picnics. That looks so cute. But yeah, those are my 2025 plans. I did make a bingo card, but I'll talk about that in another video. And yeah, I just wanted to give you a little overview on what I did, and I thought it was really fun. I really liked the idea. I've never made a vision board before, so that was fun.